Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here with us today. We're very excited to be here. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but we're excited for some new things we have coming in 2025 from Henry Farmers Co-op. We understand the importance of positive return on investment on everything you do on all your acres, and we think we can help with that. We know you have a lot of opportunities to buy things from a lot of different people, but we're trying to set ourselves apart. We believe we can earn your business if we just have an opportunity. So we've come up with a new corn contest for 2025. I don't know why we call it a contest, guys, because there's really no risk to you. We just need an opportunity to show you what we can do. And as the old saying goes, we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. So that's right. I'm going to ask Jordan and Caleb here to help us kind of get started and tell you what we're thinking about.
So for the last 5 years, we've been doing local on-farm research. And that's anything from hybrid selections to foliars to fungicides to planting techniques to planting depths. And we've learned a tremendous amount over the last 5 years. Now, some of it's been what to do. Some of it's been what not to do, the good, the bad, and the ugly about what's to come. And every year we try to have meetings at the end of the year to show everybody and showcase what that has brought, and then that way hopefully they could use it on their farm. But just like everything goes, it's, well, I didn't do it, and y'all used it in a 1,000-foot selection or something like that in a local plot. Well, what does it look like on a big scale? Right. So Kenny and I were talking one day, and he said, hey, what's something else we can do? And when he said, what can we do to prove our value and our worth and back it up? And so we've come up with this. All the agronomists at the co-op here, we sat in a room and said, all right, what's this going to look like, to make it fair to everybody, people that we already do business with 100%, and the guys that are making the bad decisions and not doing business with us, Yep. So, Caleb, just kind of give us some bullet points as to you think of how this is going to help and what it's going to look like.
Okay. So there are several things that we suggest to use throughout the season to our growers, right? Sure. And sometimes that gets implemented. Sometimes we all get busy and it goes by the wayside and life happens, right? So we decided that we were a little limited on the plots that we were already doing it, and we want to take it to the next level. So what we decided to do is to come up with this corn contest, and what that consists of, we're going to open this up to everybody that's interested in doing it. You can get with either one of us, and at the end of this video, we're going to have some different contacts that you can contact with if it's somebody that you're familiar with. But this is going to consist of 40 acres. We're going to segregate 20 acres of that's right next to it, that you guys will manage it just like you normally would. And then on the other 20 acres, whoever you're dealing with at Henry Farmers Co-op is going to manage it that way. Not to say that it's going to be a cookie cutter management as far as what we want to do, but everybody's operation is different, and we've seen that throughout our experiences. Kenny's been in it a little bit longer than I have, and
absolutely
got quite a bit of gray hair to prove that. But we know that Callaway County might be different than Henry County, and so on and so forth. So we want to see the things that we know work be implemented on a larger scale rather than just 1,000 foot at a time or something like that. But we're going to continue to do those hybrid and variety trials, some other practices, but this is in addition to. And we know we get busy, so we decided to create this into a contest per se. So we're going to have some bullet points and requirements, one of those being a calibrated yield monitor. That way we can standardize all this at the end of the year, and we're actually going to have a contract that both of us sign at the end of this. But let's talk a little bit through how this would work on a farm. Let's say if you guys were growers, what kind of questions would you have on managing yours versus ours and stuff like that?
Well, I guess my first question would be is, I have to use the same products you're using, or do I have to, is it one thing that everybody's doing, or is it?
What we're going to require to do is we're going to come up with the 40 acres in ahead of time in advance, and you're going to give me or whoever you're working with what you would typically do on that farm, whether that be what hybrid, what nitrogen source, how you're going to apply it, units, if you're going to do a fungicide or insecticide, things along that nature, and we're going to kind of keep that as a stagnant practice, right? And then throughout that, we might see something that we would like to change just a little bit on our 20 acres. whether that be just simply a change in hybrid or whether that be a complete different route of a nitrogen source and how we apply it and so on and so forth. So if you can't do that, Kenny, we can accommodate that in a 20 acres on our part because we have multiple ways to do that, correct?
Sure. We've invested in drones. We've invested in high clearance sprayers.
That's right.
We also have application equipment now. We applicate anhydrous, and we have high clearance spreaders. So there's a lot of things we can do here to manipulate this any way we want to.
Yeah. And we know not one thing is the answer to everything, but we want to be able to see the value and share it with you guys to know what's working on the farm and have a return on investment. So we're going to manage this differently for different growers, but we are going to have this in an agreement and a signed contract. Absolutely. And at the end of this, what's in it for you guys is not only this information, but we decided to have a very nice dinner provided to you and your significant other at the end of this, win, lose, or draw. And then also a drawing and of 4 drawings. One of those going to be a all-exclusive trip paid for you and your significant other. So, again, there's no risk and all the reward to gain on all this. So, with that being said, what do you think on the other 20 acres? Is Henry Farmers Co-op going to be out and the additional cost if you do something more than what you typically do, or is that going to be on the grower?
Yeah, so I mean, up front, grower's going to pay for everything, right?
Yep.
You're 20, our 20. Grower pays for everything, just like they normally would. End of the year, get done cutting, you spent 50 more, or shelling corn, you spent $50 more an acre on your side, right? And it did not pay for itself. Henry Farmers Co-op is going to write you a check or give you the credit back for that $50, you know. So it's kind of like to me, I said, what's there to lose?
Yeah,
you know,
win-win for everybody.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we're in it to try to prove our worth to you. We work in the same scenario as you do. We work with very small margins. We need to sell everything we can sell, and we need to prove we understand, and we need to prove ourselves, but we need the opportunity to do that. And hopefully this will give us opportunity to do more with the customers that are working with us.
That's right.
And also with customers that may have never worked with us before. So we're very excited. We're going to earn your business if you give us a chance.
That's right. So I leave you guys with this. Thank you for staying tuned for all this. And again, I know there's going to be lots of questions in all this contest, but just a few things. You know, you're going to get with either one of us, anybody else that you're familiar with. We're going to have this signed contract with you guys, but you're going to have a chance at 4 different prizes, and you're also going to get a very nice dinner with you and your significant other at the end of the year. So not only are you getting a chance at both of those things, but I think the value in all this information is going to be beyond what we can even fathom at this point. But we wanted to share with you a few of the highlights today to be able to start thinking about what you're going to do for this upcoming year.
Sign up ends
March 1st.
March 1st.
That's right.
Don't miss it.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.